Let's talk about the oldest tribes in Nigeria. My name is Urhobo. Oftentimes we see so many people talking about the oldest tribes in Nigeria and they mention Yoruba, Hausa, Igbos because of their size. And that was how people have to mention the being ancient. But it's not correct. You talk about Yoruba, Hausa, Igbos, and also talk about Ijaw without talking about the real traditionalists, the ancient people, which are known as the Urhobo people. Well, it's left for you on this history. I'm going to explain this to you. And right there, you will pick out the oldest tribe in Nigeria. Let's talk about the Yoruba as well. Yoruba as ethnic nationality actually came, the name Yoruba in 1825, 1835, and later was established in 1850. Now, how did this happen? There was a problem in the Oyo Empire, which was led by Alafin Abiodun. Alafin Abiodun was the lord of the Oyo people. And there was a man who was a prime minister known as Bashorunga. There was a problem among them. And later on, Afonja, who happens to be the military general in a place known as Ilori, came on to rescue the empire. And that resulted for him to invite a man known as Elemi Esale, who was a Fulani man, which is coup. And they arrive at a place known as Ilorin, building an emirate, which you know today as Ilorin. And on this rescue, they decided to bring back the Oyo people. But on doing that, it was an agreement to Islamize the people. And this became a problem with Afonja. And that resulted for the Fulani, because of the disagreement with Afonja and that of the Fulani people, they now named those people as Yariba. Yoruba simply means, I will spell it because of the policies right on the social media. So I will spell it. It is left for you to understand. Ungrateful. This was the word the Fulani people used to describe the remnant of those people known as the Oyo people as at that time, because after rescuing them, they decided not to accept what you know as Islam. They now describe those people as Yariba. Yariba was later changed to Yoruba when the British arrived and ended the attack of the Fulani towards the Oyo people. Now, the people known as Yoruba today, not all of them have same ancestry. They are different ancestry. The Ijebus, the Aworis, the one in Ekiti. In fact, the Ado Ekiti people was also influenced by Benin as well. So you can see Yorubas, they don't have one ancestry as one people. So the ethnic nationality of the Yoruba, the name Yoruba, came in the year 1825, 1835 by the Fulanis, and by 1850 it was made an ethnic nationality by the British, joining them together based on all the things that had happened right there, in just a way to bring them together and making them stronger towards those that came to oppress them. Now we're taking you back to the Igbos. The name Igbos mean Hebrew, Hebrew, and also the word Igbo is also as Ibro or Ebro in Portugal and Spain. So the Portuguese and Spanish, they call the Hebrew people as Hebrew, which was later changed to become Igbo. But how did this happen? Once upon a time, there were people who were camped in the place known as Iberian Peninsula in Portugal and Spain. Iberian Peninsula is there until date. Now, let me take you back to how it happens right there. The Portuguese were looking for spices, and that took them to the present-day Sao Tome and Principe. And when they arrived at this African territory, what now happened? They were looking for people who will work for them, and that resulted to them bringing people from the Iberian Peninsula in Portugal and Spain. And those people were regarded as the Hebrews or Jews. So they brought them to the place known as Sao Tome and Principe. And they also went into the Cameroonian territory, the Equatorial Guinea territory, the Gabon territory, especially Cameroon territory, and they brought people known as the Bubi people, mixing them together with those Jews that were brought, or Hebrews that were brought from Iberian Peninsula. They formed a stronger being together. Later on, the Portuguese decided to move into the hinterland. We are talking about the place known as Ibibio. And on the arrival at that particular place, they brought those people that has been combined between the Bubi. The Cameroonians were taken into the island of Sao Tome and Principe, and also that of Equatorial Guinea, and also that of the Jews together. They now brought them into the place known as Ibibio territory. and that became a problem to a particular clan of the Ibibio, and that was the establishment of what you know as Aros. Those Aro people was still known as Ebro, which was later changed to become Igbo. So that was how the name came. Aros were the people referred to become Igbo. The one in Anambra, the one in Ebonyi, the one in Enugu, they are not originally Igbo. Now, the name Igbo or Hebrew came in 1471 when the Portuguese arrived in Sao Tome and Principe and also Annobon and that of Bioko Island. 1471, 1472, 1473. By 1504, 1508, they took those people and put them in the present interland, which is known as the main African territory, away from the island. The island is what we refer to as Bioko Island, and Fernando Po was what was formerly known as Bioko Island, and later on Sao Tome and Principe and that of the Annobon. Those places were the island of Africans. Now we talk about the mainland, the interland. So they now brought those people down to the present day Nigeria, meeting with the Ibibio people, and that resulted to the formation of what you know today as the Abia people, which were formerly known as the Aro. The Aro became so strong, vibrant, and productive and agile. Later on the arrival of the British by 1903, all things done by the Aro Confederacy were ended, and they decided to join those people who the Aros has already influenced, making them to become Igbo. That was the creation and assimilation that joins the people of the Anambra, which is known as the Eri Kingdom. Eri Aka, which is the foundation of Eri, the man who actually came and established himself. They were not regarded as Igbo people before. Eri had children, Agulu, which later formed Aguleri. You see, formed and had another something as Mary, which later formed the Eri Kingdom, and other children as well. You see, now coming down also happens to the side of the Ebonyi. Joining them together is what you know today as Igbo. So Igbo as a name started in the year 1471, 1472 is Hebrew, but later on became a paramount ethnic nationality in the year 1909 by the British, joining everybody together in the southeast. So 1909 was the perfect joining together of the Igbo people as one ethnic nationality. Don't forget, 1850 was the perfect joining together of the Yoruba people as one ethnic nationality. Bring the one in Lagos, the one in Ogun State, and all this one joining together as one. Now let's take it back to Hausa. Hausawa people, they have been here since 10th, 11th, 12th centuries, arranging themselves, and they have a tradition which they practice. Some of them are found in the current day Sokoto, found in the current day Kanu, Katsina, found in the current day Benin Kirby, found in the current day Zaria. Later on, that was later on. Now these people were Hausawa people before they were later on visited. Let me not use the main word because of TikTok, because of social media policy. So I don't want to use the main word. Before they were later on influenced by Ottoman and Fodio. Ottoman and Fodio greatness became so great in the year 1804, 1808. And what actually happened? Ottoman and Fodio decided to create an Islamic state, and that resulted to what you know as Sokoto Caliphate, and that was 1804 to 1808. By 1818, he retired, and later on, he died, and the state of Islam was spread across the Hausa territory, depriving the people from their original tradition of the Hausa people. So Hausa have been there for a very long time, until the presence of the British, who came to actually stop the dominance of the Fulani people, or that of Ottoman and Fodio, the paramount work of Ottoman and Fodio towards the Hausa people in 1903. But all the same, they have to bring those people together, and resulted to the formation and strength of the Hausa people spread across the whole country you see today. So most people that were being oppressed, when the British arrived, they decided to bring them up again, standardize them, making them to become great, using them to cover those people. So that was what happens to the Hausa. That was how the language spread across the whole territory known today as northern Nigeria. So also, the people of the Yoruba that were also oppressed by the same Fulani who came, were also brought together to overcome those particular people by the British. So also the Igbos that were mostly involved in this transatlantic stuff, the British also came and brought them together. That was why you see Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo, and why they became so great and influential until date. So the ethnic nationality of Hausa people, though it has been there 11th, 12th centuries, Hausa have been there since that particular time, but later joined together later on when the British arrived due to what they were passing through. So that is to take you back. What about the Urhobo people and the Ijaw people? Now let's talk about the Ijaw people. To talk about the Ijaw people, everybody said that Ijaw people are ancient people. Yes, they are ancient people, but they regard themselves talking about Agbadagbabu, which happens to be their ancient city, which happened between 9th, 10th, 11th century. But 9th, 10th is not ancient compared to the Urhobo people or compared to the Idu people. This is just the middle, not even up to the middle of our history. That is why we tell you that if you're talking about Agbadagbabu is what makes you to be ancient, it is not. Most people regard Ijaw to become the oldest ethnic nationality because they were living close to the water. It was a type of idea brought that those people who live close to the water are seen to be the most ancient people, but it is not much. It is not that. It is not that. So now we're going to take you back how the Ijaws were in this particular territory. On several occasions, the Ijaws might be ancient people. True, yes, they might be ancient people, but not in the present day Nigeria. We experienced the Ijaw people in the land known as Udo. That was some few years before the reign of Ogiso Agbonseke. Ogiso Agbonseke happens to be the 21 Ogiso who ruled, and he was so influential. He was a philosopher and historian and brought so many life to the kingdom. He was referred to Agbonseke, and the Siokulu was referred to him as well. Now, later on, what now happened? Okay, before the arrival of Ogiso Agbonseke, that was when the Ijaw people came into the land known as Udo. They might be living in the current day Bayelsa, but they actually came to that place known as Udo. And later on, when one of our brothers from the Efa lineage, known as Odilige, attacked the people of Udo, that resulted to many of those Ijaw pulling down to where they found themselves today. Some of them were found in the Gelegele territory in the Edo South. Some of them went back to their present territory, which is known as Bayelsa State until date. But right now, are there any other history that said that predate Agbadagbabu? This is what we want to know concerning Ijaw. So the formation and the ancientry of Ijaw people, the world witness, or its neighbors known as the Urhobo people or the Ijaw people witness, is around the time of Ogiso Agbonseke, before Ogiso Agbonseke, just a few years. And let me tell you, the Ogiso Agbonseke was the time of Igbo Kingdom, and Igbo Kingdom was established in 40 BCE. Before the formation of Igbo Kingdom, there have been the existence of the Urhobo people for 1,655 years. Now, let me take you back. When we say Urhobo, Urhobo means the family gate of traditionalists. That is the meaning of the word Urhobo. Who is this traditionalist? Who is this reverend figure when it comes to tradition, culture, and the originality? Who had this encounter with Ogene, the creator, which we believe in? The name of this man is known as Idu. Even Idu father was an Obo, a traditionalist, and his name is referred to as Ere. Do not confuse Ere, the father of Idu, to Ogiso Ere, who later became an Ogiso in Igbo Kingdom later on, after 1,000 plus 1,600, in fact almost 2,000 years later on, before Igbo was established. Do not confuse this name together. So we're taking you back. The word Urhobo means the family lineage of traditionalists. And Paidu was the man who led so many people in this Noah flood, and many people survived on this. On this encounter with God, which is known as Ogene, many people survived on this. And his children later on left the particular territory where they were able to have this safety in the current day Kogi territory known as Uhe. Many of his children came back to their original territory. One of the child is known as Aka. Aka was the leader, and they decided to establish a system for themselves and a kingdom which is known as the Aka people. Under Aka people, we have this brother which is known as the Efa and Emein. But later on, there was a disagreement between Efa and Emein that resulted to the breaking down of Aka. Now, looking at it very well, when we are talking about Idu and its lineage, even Idu was referred as an Obu, the family gate of traditionalists, which means Urhobo. So when you say the word Urhobo means the family gate of traditionalists. And these traditionalists are talking about, the native doctor talking about is Pa Idu. So for almost 6,000 years, Urhobo has been there as ethnic nationality from the man known as Pa Idu. Because even his father was a traditionalist, and this family lineage were seen for their good work of being traditional, for being traditional for what they did. So bringing it and establishing it and making it to become paramount was done by Aka, and that was how the name came, Urhobo. But later on, the Aka younger brother, who was Efaneme, rejected it, and that resulted to the breaking down of the other Urhobo, the majority, to we you see today. Thank God we still maintain the name Urhobo until date. So looking at it very well, what did you think? Urhobo as ethnic nationality has been existing for almost 6,000 years ago. But today, since they are not among the largest ethnic group in Nigeria, they now refer them down, not to put them in the oldest ethnic nationality, which is not proper, which is not right. That is to tell you, it is not by size. We have people that the British brought together to become one. And these people are outside Yoruba and Igbo. They are not the most oldest people. We can equally say that the oldest people today are the people we met in Uhe. Those people, if they are still alive, they are known to be old as well. So those people, which Ue means, Ue is actually the present day Omala local government area of Kogi State. Those people we met there, they are the ancient people alongside the Urhobo people. And then later we can say the Ijaw people are ancient people as well, because we witnessed them during the time of Igodomigodo kingdom, not the time of the flood. The only people we witnessed in the time of the flood were the people we met at the place known as Ue in the current day Kogi State. So Urhobo is not a mate when it comes to about being Haitian. And by the grace of God, even the Isoko people were also Urhobo people as well. If they want to become Asian, then they use the identity Urhobo. Because they don't use the identity Urhobo, that makes them to become a new ethnic nationality. If not, they would have been known as Asian people as well. So anybody who wants to be an Asian, even the Benin people, they have to use the name Urhobo, which means the family gate of traditionalists. So the Benin people were all Urhobo people as well. Now, what about Edo? Edo was created by Oba Eware the Great, Ogidigon, and Oba Eware ruled from 1440 to 1473 and used the name Edo in naming the people. So it is not too long ago. Calculate for 1440 to 1473 at the end of his reign down to 2025. That is how many years? Not too long ago. So Edo as ethnic nationality is not long ago. The people of Idu are supposed to be referred to as Urhobo and Urhoboid people. This is the ancient ethnic nationality in the present day Nigeria. Urhobo is the oldest. No tribe predates Urhobo in this current territory. There might be Ijaws, yes, but Ijaws were not known in this particular territory as the ancient people. They might be living, according to them, that their history, they came from the Upper Nile, which you know today as Sudan, and later to Chad, and later to the present day Nigeria. They might be known as great and old ethnic group from that territory moving into this particular place. But in this particular place we see Nigeria, the most ancient people are referred to be the Urhobo people, and the people they met in Uhe, if they are still alive until date. So this is it for now. It is left for you. If you have any other history concerning Ijaw being so ancient before Paidu or exactly the time of Paidu, you can reach me and let me know. For now, the ancient and the most oldest tribe in the present day Nigeria are the Urhobo people. And also, we can also refer those in the Borno territory. You see, Borno territory, they are also ancient ethnic nationality right there as well. But Igbo, Hausa and Yoruba, no way. These ones are created tribes by the British later on. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll come later on to talk more about the history of our people, especially Africa. God bless you. Don't forget, go to our YouTube channel. You see Idu Igodomigodo. My name is Urhobo Oroje. I'm proud of the Urhobo man.